It's the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and FanDuel contests are undoubtedly going to swing on one or two plays in your lineup. If you want a killer quarterback wide receiver stack, look no further. Here are three options. First up, try to put last week's game out of your mind. You know, the one that looked like it was played on the planet Hoth. And try to remember the hot streak that Russell Wilson and Doug Baldwin were on prior to freezing their tails off in Minnesota. Yes, the Panthers limited Wilson somewhat when they faced off earlier this year, but that was prior to Wilson and Baldwin catching fire down the stretch. Wilson is averaging 21.5 FanDuel points per game and will cost you $8,400, while Baldwin is averaging 14.4 points per game and will cost you $7,400. Together, that's just good value. Next up, I really like Carson Palmer this week, even though he's the most expensive quarterback on FanDuel at $8,900. And I also like wide receiver Michael Floyd. I know the temptation will be there to use Larry Fitzgerald, especially if Sam Shields is inactive again. But Floyd absolutely owned the Packers last time these two teams played, and Green Bay is going to be even more undermanned in the secondary this time around. Floyd is a dirt cheap $6,500 this week. Last time he faced off against the Packers, he caught 6 passes for 111 yards. If he does anything close to that this time around and throws in a touchdown to boot, he will be the value play of the divisional round weekend. Finally, if Palmer is just too rich for your blood, may I suggest Peyton Manning? Yes, I know, it's crazy to think that Manning is a cheap alternative in any kind of fantasy format. But here we are. Manning is running only $7,000 this week, and he's back to throwing to Demaryius Thomas, who will run you $8,100. The last time the Broncos faced the Steelers, Thomas found the end zone twice, putting up 20.6 FanDuel points in the process. Manning's struggles with the cold are always overstated, and people tend to shy away from him in these situations because of it. But most of the damage he'll do against the Steelers will be when he gets the ball out of his hands quickly and lets Thomas do the work after the catch. Simply put, Manning has a very high ceiling this week for very little investment. So there you go, 3 quarterback wide receiver options for you this weekend. Use one of these or use your own. Just be sure to have your lineup set by Saturday at 4:30 Eastern when rosters lock. Good luck! For FanDuel Insider, I'm Aaron Negler.
Hi, this is Madeline Burke from FanDuel, and thanks for watching. We put out videos every day to make sure you're up to date on all your sports news. Click here to subscribe to our channel, and click here to see more tips to think about before your rosters lock. We'll see you soon.